Welcome to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger. Badass Direct Sales Mastery is a podcast for rock star direct sales moms who are determined to make their business kick ass. Jenny will share her knowledge of effective sales and recruiting techniques, tips to get what you want from your business, and will interview direct sales professionals and leaders from various companies. The interviews will give insight to how these rock stars got to where they are and where they plan to grow in the future. And now, the direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to a bonus episode of the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast. I am Jenny Bellinger, your direct sales dom, and I have a really special guest here today, which is why this is a bonus episode. I have with me today Scott Aaron. Scott, say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
There we go. Good. Oh, he follows directions so well. I love it. Scott is a coach, but specifically he is, or at least the way I was connected to him, is a LinkedIn coach. He's a LinkedIn expert and helps people, especially those of us in network marketing or direct sales or multi-level marketing, whichever industry you coin your business. He helps us build our business using LinkedIn. So Scott has been an internationally acclaimed and award-winning network marketer, an entrepreneur, best-selling author, podcaster, and speaker. He's the go-to specialist when it comes to converting traffic, establishing connections, creating residual income using LinkedIn leads generation, which is a registered trademark, and building personal brands. He is people-focused and results-driven. Scott's strategic approach to teaching others how to create wealth online and organic traffic is the game changer when it comes to competing in a saturated digital world. So, Scott, one of the things that came up when you and I first started talking was the fact that network marketing, direct sales in general has seen a recent downturn in overall business. Can you talk about that for a little bit?
Yes. I mean, specifically, it's down about 25 to 35% industry-wide. And that's income is down across the board. And there's a number of reasons for this. And I think this is the ebb and flow of entrepreneurship. But what I know that there's a few different contributing factors. Number one is competition. There is a new network marketing opportunity opening up every time we blink our eyes that seems like the grass is greener on the other side. So you see people doing something called puddle hopping, which means they're in one company and they jump to another, jump to another, jump to another. And the funny thing is, they think that if they get in at the right time, it's quote unquote a ground floor opportunity. There's anything like it. The compensation plan has never been seen before. Those are all red flags. And if anyone is telling you those things, you run the other way.
Right.
The other thing is everyone is being sold to on social media. So network marketing, they always say that, people say it's a pyramid scheme, it's a Ponzi. Listen, everyone out there knows that it's not a Ponzi or a pyramid. That's why all of these companies exist. But what people do not like is being sold to.
Amen.
And if you look at what people are doing on social media right now, all you're doing is feasting on your networks. You're selling to your family and friends, which is honestly one of the worst things that you can do, aside from going into your cell phone and text blasting 60 people that you have not spoken to in the last 6 months, saying, hey, got something I want to share with you, anytime for a call. That is not genuine. That is not authentic. And you know what? That's going to drive people the other way.
Right.
And the third and final thing is that there is a severe lack in network marketing education. And where the network marketing education is lacking is in number one, business. People do not know how to build this like a business. Number two is leadership development. The only way to create residual income in network marketing is to build a team. You cannot. It took me 20 months to have my first $10,000 month in network marketing. And I did not do that by enrolling consumers. I was
Mhm.
enrolling consumers and I was enrolling people for the business to build with me. So the idea of network marketing to create passive residual income is to develop leaders who develop leaders who develop leaders.
Yes. Amen. Oh my
And
gosh,
third,
preach.
and third and final is that there is a severe lack in money mindset education.
Mhm.
So, point being this, because most network marketing opportunities are at a low entry level to get in, you
Mhm.
literally can buy the keys to your business for between 100 to 300, sometimes $400 or $500.
Right.
When I opened my gym, I had to finance $1.5 million to open the doors.
Yeah.
And now you have these businesses that are in a box for a few $100s. But the problem is two things with that. Number one, it attracts people that can afford a business that's a few $100s, which means it's called the low hanging fruit. A
Yep.
lot of the employee mindset people are coming in and treating it like a lottery ticket. And if you want to do that, go to the local gas station, get some scratch offs because you'll have a better chance that way. The second thing is that they are investing in a business that's a few $100s and treating it like a few $100 business.
Yes.
Whereas they should be treating that few $100 investment like a $1 million investment.
Mhm.
Because I can guarantee anyone that's listening to this, if you actually had to fork over a few $1 million to open up your network marketing opportunity, you better believe you would be treating it much differently than the way that you're treating it now. And if you take all of those factors and put them into a nice little bow and wrapped present, that is why you're starting to see a slight downturn in the network marketing profession because of those three factors.
It makes perfect sense. And it's something that I deal with every single day with my clients, working with them on those exact mindset issues that you just talked about. That's absolutely right. So now, as I mentioned in your intro, you were introduced to me as the LinkedIn expert, the person to talk to about LinkedIn. So there's so many of us, and I'm guilty of this because y'all, I just started Scott's program myself. I'm just telling you. Um, I wasn't even using LinkedIn the way I could be and should be to build my business. So let's talk about, first of all, why LinkedIn instead of Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. Let's talk about the why LinkedIn.
Well, it's not so much the why LinkedIn; um, it's the what and the how.
Okay.
Because everyone always says, "Well, why should I be doing this?" It's what are the reasons
Yes.
why you should be using LinkedIn? How do I use LinkedIn? Because
Hmm.
everyone's curious about it. Every single person that's listening to this probably started a profile back in 2006 when they were doing something else. And then it's basically been sitting in this vacant parking lot ever since.
Hmm.
Because, so, God, we can go so deep with this. So the fact is that network marketing is a lineage-based business. And what I mean by a lineage-based business, we all have generational trees to our upline.
Hmm.
So whoever's the top dog in your network marketing upline built their business a certain way. And they taught people under them a certain way. They taught them a certain way, and so on and so on. And along the way, things changed. It went from inviting people over for a home party, and then watching a VHS, and then watching a DVD, and then
Hmm.
Facebook came about. And that's where the growth stopped.
Yep.
Once Facebook came onto the network marketing scene in 2009, 2010, and then a few years later, 2013, 2014, with Instagram, people felt like that was it. That's all I need to do. And I'm guilty of that because I saw ridiculous traction when I first started network marketing in 2013, almost 7 years ago. And just to give you a snapshot, I said yes to network marketing May 15th of 2013. In 3 months, in 90 days, I enrolled 138 people into my business
Wow.
just off of Facebook.
Wow.
Now, 2 years later, 2015, Facebook came to a screeching halt. Mark Zuckerberg saw what was going on. He saw all the transformations. He saw all of the people involved in the same network marketing companies liking and commenting on each other's posts, giving the image that it's getting organic engagement.
Right.
So what did he do? He changed the algorithm, and he literally changes the algorithm every 30 days so people can't keep up anymore. So where I would put a post up and get 2 or 3 inboxes of people wanting to sign up with me, it dried up.
Hmm.
But when you're in network marketing, you have to be resilient.
Yep.
So one of my first mentors, Susan Sly, she's an incredible network marketing professional. She's made 6 figures a year for a number of years. She first mentored me when I first got in, and she said to me, always remember that you need to wake up, look yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself one question. How am I going to recruit me today?
Mm.
And that was my aha moment. I said, that's it. I need to recruit the business version of me if I'm wanting to grow a business. And for those that don't know my full backstory, I come from the fitness industry. I was a competitive bodybuilder on the natural circuit, but I owned 3 fitness clubs, and I was a certified sports nutritionist, personal trainer, and group fitness instructor. So it clicked, and I'm like, that's it. I need to go seek out professionals with the same background as me. But where can you do that? And I remember I had LinkedIn, and I thought LinkedIn was for recruiters or trying to find a job like monster.com.
Okay.
When I jumped on there, I was completely wrong. At the time I jumped onto LinkedIn, which was around mid 2015, Microsoft had just bought out the rights, and it changed everything because they saw the power of making this a social media platform for business professionals to connect and network. So I jumped on there, changed my profile to make it look more attractive because it didn't even, it looked like nothing. I started searching and connecting for other trainers, other gym owners, other nutritionists, started sending them a cold message because I could. On Facebook, you get blocked for that. If you add too many friends I was in Facebook jail 4 times.
Oh, wow.
I've never been in LinkedIn jail because LinkedIn wants you to connect. So I'm on LinkedIn, I'm sending out connections, people are accepting, and I'm sending a message to connect. Let's talk. Let's figure out how we can collaborate. Excuse me. I get people on the phone, and after enough phone calls, I start closing people into my business. And I was like, oh my God, I think I got something here. So I called up a buddy of mine and I said, Joey, listen, you got to get on LinkedIn. I said, this could be the missing key for network marketers. I said, I want you to do this, that, or the other, and text me in about 2 weeks and let me know what has been happening.
Sure.
2 weeks later, sends me a text message and it just says, call me. So I called him and I said, Joey, what's up? He goes, dude, whatever you're doing, he goes, it works. He goes, I have 14 calls booked just this week. He goes, I don't know how you came up with this, but you need to teach this.
Yeah.
At the very same time, I was appearing on my first business coach, Jeffrey Combs. I was appearing on his live dial call. He used to have a live call where he would interview someone and people could call in and listen. And I was just spitting out the knowledge because at this point, now I saw that it was working. I'm a facts-are-friendly type person. It's what my mom always raised me and still does, says facts are always friendly. So I started reading blogs and articles and literally downloading as much information on my head about LinkedIn as it was benefiting network marketing as possible. And there were 3 glaring stats that I shared on this live call that I'm going to share with you right now. And this is this. I'm not putting down Facebook or Instagram for those
Right.
that do follow me that are listening to this. I'm on Facebook and Instagram every single day, but I use them for what they're good for, which is building your image. It's building a brand.
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn is for networking. It's for filling up your calendar, because Eric Worre says it best. He said the scariest place for any network marketer to be is when you open up your appointment book and there is nothing written down. And most network marketers don't have anything written down concrete in their books. So I saw three things. I saw the average age, 30 to 55. Average age of someone on Facebook and Instagram, 18 to 29.
Mm-hmm.
The average age of a network marketer is, guess what? 30 to 55. I said, okay, that's good. Number two, the average income. And we spoke about this earlier, money mindset. The average income of someone on LinkedIn currently right now in 2020 is $100,000 a year or more. So these people have a healthy money mindset. They know about the importance of investing. They know the importance of having multiple streams of income, but also residual income. Now, the average income of someone on Facebook and Instagram is $30,000 a year or less.
Well, because they're 18 to 29.
Exactly. You need someone that is, number one, emotionally mature, but also professionally mature.
Yeah.
And the third and final, which kind of was the cherry on top, was the network that you can grow.
Mm-hmm.
On LinkedIn, you are allowed 30,000 organic connections. 6 times larger than Facebook, which is 5,000.
Yep.
And Instagram has the highest rate of fake accounts to real accounts on all of social media. And you guys are seeing this. If you ever put a post out on Instagram and you get like an auto like, someone says DM me to collab, or, great stuff, great picture, that has nothing to do with what you just said. People are using these bots, these fake accounts. Now, I grew my network currently in the last 3.5+ years from 500 connections to 27,200 organically.
Nice.
But Gary Vaynerchuk actually says it best. He says your network is in direct correlation to your net worth. So if you have a small network, you're going to have a small net worth. If you have a large network, you could create a large net worth. So I started literally hammering home. And when I was on this call sharing this information, I got off and I went on to Facebook, and there were 8 inboxes of people that wanted to hire me. And I'm like, I don't know what they want to hire me for. And because I didn't have a bit, I was a network marketer.
Right.
They all wanted to hire me to learn how to leverage and use LinkedIn. And that was the birth of my coaching program, which is now assisting network marketers, direct sales, MLM, however you want to call yourself, entrepreneur, in how to leverage LinkedIn to build your business, your brand, and your bank account through the means of showing you how to connect and build relationships with other human beings that have your mindset. So you're connecting and building your business around leaders instead of just consumers. The deeper you can build your business with other people, the more residual income will flow up to you. And that is the entire principle of what I teach.
I love it. And, I've already started, as I mentioned before, started on your system. And what's interesting is I just made a few simple changes to my profile, because I already had a decent-ish profile because I've been playing with it for a little over a year now, but it wasn't as descriptive as before. And just in changing some of the things according to your system, I've already started getting people reaching out to me on a more consistent basis. People are reaching out to me. I haven't even started the process of reaching out to people using your system. People are looking at, and seeing my profile and going, oh, she's someone I want to connect with. And consistently 3 to 5 more invitations per day from people who are seeking me out, as opposed to me going and doing that. So just that in and of itself, just having gotten started with your process has really been already changing the number of connections I have. And some of them are people who I really, can see a benefit from connecting with. It's going to be great.
And Jenny, there's a reason for that because, the first phase of the program you're going through is optimizing your profile.
Hmm.
So what people have to understand is that, Microsoft is a technology and a cybersecurity conglomerate. That is what they focus on. They focus on search engine optimization. They focus on making sure that things are safe and secure, because on Facebook and Instagram in 2019, there were 6 blackouts where people were completely off the platform. You couldn't use them. You're not going to see that on a platform like LinkedIn. And if you do, it's fixed within minutes or maybe even an hour. But besides that, the reason why you're seeing more invitations is because what LinkedIn did, what Microsoft did, is that they took the capabilities of any SEO, which is any search engine optimization that you can have on a website or anything where people are searching and looking for you, because people are now using LinkedIn like Google, like Bing, like Yahoo. So if you have the right things on your profile, people are actually searching for business coaches, network marketing coach, podcast host. That's how a lot of people are connecting now. They're not going to Google. They're going to where the business-minded people are. So they're using LinkedIn like a search engine right now. And if your profile is not first and foremost optimized the right way, you're basically invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're seeing is by just changing things slightly, having a couple keywords that fit you and your business, you are now coming out of the dark into the light, and people are now able to see you and what you do. And therefore, you're more connectable and more visible to the network that you're growing.
Absolutely. And that's how you're going to grow your business. You've got to, number one, be more visible, people. For those of you who are in BNI, we all know, the power behind BNI is the VCP process. Build visibility, get visible, be credible. Having your LinkedIn and posting regularly and knowing what to post and how to post and all of those kinds of things, which is what Scott's system teaches you, is going to help begin to build your visibility and your credibility, which then when you're visible and credible, you are then going to, as long as you're doing everything right, offering a great product, amazing customer service, then you're going to be profitable. You have to be. It's if you're doing all of those things and you're continuing to do that and being consistent and persistent, the profitability has to follow. So Scott, for people who are listening to this and going, okay, I'm sold on the idea of LinkedIn. It makes sense. I'm exactly the person you described at the beginning, saying that I set up a profile in 2006 and have done nothing with it since. How can they connect with you, or how would you like them to connect with you in order to learn more about your system and how to begin to implement that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, thank you for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
There's a multitude of ways. You can go to my website where it houses everything. It's www.scottaaron.net. My book is on there, which is a #1 Amazon bestseller. My podcast, Network Marketing Made Simple, where I do free trainings each week. And also there's a free download for your profile infographic. It's a 6 simple PDF that kind of gets you started. And then I'm also on all social, Facebook and LinkedIn under Scott Aaron, and then on Instagram at Scott Aaron LinkedIn. So I'm happy to connect. Plenty of free resources outside of my regular program. So I just want to keep delivering as much value as possible to meet people where they are in the stage and the journey that they're on within their business.
Well, thank you so much. And those of you who are listening, as he mentioned, he does have a free infographic, and I'm going to have a link in the show notes. So if you guys go to the show notes, just scroll through, you'll see the link along with, I will also include a lot of his social media connections, his social media links, so you can connect with him there as well. Scott, thank you so much for taking the time to share this with my listeners. I know that they are hungry to build a business. They want to whip it into shape, and LinkedIn is one way that they can do it.
Absolutely. And it's not the only way. There are a multitude of ways. And LinkedIn is just a great avenue. And it's so important for any network marketer to have a good balance between consumers and business builders. And most of them have no problem getting consumers, but they want to build that team. And, you can continue using Facebook and Instagram to nurture those consumers, but working a platform like LinkedIn into your daily operations is going to take your business to the next level.
I absolutely agree. You've got to have a way to reach out to new people. And this is certainly one way out of many, one way to do that. And especially extending your reach outside of your area, your regional area. So thanks again, Scott, so much. And I look forward to helping connect people to you and your system.
Thank you, Jenny. And looking forward to having you on my podcast coming up soon. So for all her listeners, she will be on my podcast, Network Marketing Made Simple, in a future episode. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Thanks so much for listening to this special bonus episode of the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast. Stay tuned for the future bonus episodes and the beginning of the next season of BDSM featuring the consultants, leaders, and yes, the CEO of Pure Romance.
Thanks for listening to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger. Why are you waiting to go to badassdirectsalesmastery.com? Don't make the dom get her whip. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with another rock star that you know in direct sales after you subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss any future episodes. You can also check out the show notes for links and any contact information mentioned in today's episode. We'll see you next time.